Welcome back to Post Time. With me now is Logan Powell, and this is one of those interviews where I really start feeling my age and realizing how long Post Time's been on the air, because I had Logan on when he was like 4 years old. And this is way back. I remember we did the interview at Bobby Meyer's farm. Do you remember that?
Not too much, just bits and pieces of it actually. My parents joke around with me about it all the time.
So Logan, we'll start with the one horse. Who's that?
Speakeasy.
Number 2.
3 spots.
Number 3.
Art dealer.
Bet to win or bet to show?
So you need to clean the poop off the track.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Now, you started just going to Bobby's farm, and now here you are. What's the process of going from sitting on a jog cart with Bobby Myers and reading the program as a 4-year-old to now you're actually driving horses at 16?
I actually hooked up with Trish and Chad Folk of Folk Stables, and they kind of took me under their wing and taught me. And then actually up until this spring, I actually never even jogged or trained horses, not much. I actually just stayed in the barn, and then it just hit all of a sudden and took off from there.
Wow. That was not the answer I was expecting. That's awesome. Then you got a lot of practice mucking stalls, is that right?
Yes, actually I did.
That's great. So Trish and Chad, they sent you out to Ohio with a couple of horses or something? Because what I'm reading on the internet is that you went out this past summer to drive horses at county fairs in Ohio?
Yes, that's what happened. Actually, this winter at Dover, Chris Page, he come out, and me and him, he come to the barn at Folk Stables, and we kind of just trained horses and stuff together, and he taught me a lot. And then this summer I went out and I just started driving, and I just got the thrill.
Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of teamed up with Chris. I mean, that's a great mentor. I mean, because he's a good driver. What a great person to learn from, right?
Yes, actually he's helped me out a lot, and him and actually Jonathan Roberts has tipped me off a lot too.
Oh, that's spectacular. Always love those stories of like the next generation. Now, how many races have you won? I mean, you're just starting, so it's only been a few, right?
Seven actually.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb. You won a race on the famed racetrack where they race the Little Brown Jug. Could you say that's the highlight of your career so far?
Definitely it is, definitely.
Tell me about that experience. First of all, we want to say this racetrack just takes place during the Delaware, Ohio County Fair. And like I said, Little Brown Jug Week, there's all these people watching. And how does that all work out for you? Were you worried about it when you started like going out on the track behind the starting car? I mean, I just can't imagine. I mean, this is quite the big deal.
Actually, when the draw sheet came out, John Campbell, he was listed in the race. Brent Miller was listed in the race, and Yannick Gingras was listed in the race. It turned out actually that only Brent Miller was listed, that he was driving in the race. And it was pretty cool because he's actually my favorite driver, and I had the 6-hole and he had the 7-hole, and we kind of lined up next to each other, and it was just pretty awesome.
On top, Brother Gus, can't lose, fighting to hang on for second. Coming on late on the outside, Bristol. Down the stretch they come, it's all Logan Powell, 16 years old, scores at Delaware with Brother Gus.
So during the winter, what do you do? Go to school like during the week and then work in the barn in the weekends, or what's your schedule?
Go to school during the week, train horses on the weekend, and that's pretty much it, 24/7.
Do you drive a car?
Yes.
I thought that was a good question because we know he drives horses. So just wondering, does he drive a car too, right? Okay, so he's got the transportation on all kinds of horsepower. All right. Oh goodness, I think I should ask the obvious question before we go. The colors, how did you come up with the color scheme? I happen to like the fluorescent green there because, I mean, it's eye-popping, you know what I mean? And I love anything with stars on it, I absolutely adore.
It was actually around right after the Super Bowl. The Seahawks had won, and me and Chad Folk actually, we just kind of come up with a color scheme and something that was kind of unique but not over the top. So we just went with trying to something basic and then added like a little exotic color to it to make it stand out.
And it does, and I think it's perfect. Wow, yes. Thank you, Logan, and continued success. You're doing a great job. I'm sure there's a bright future for you.
Thank you. Thank you.